guys, it's Rose. Welcome back to Journeys in Time, and welcome if you're new. So the screen you see before you is a little bit different than what you normally see when you click on one of my videos. To be perfectly honest, at the start of this video I had it recorded and then lost the file, just that one file. So I am re-recording this voiceover, and it's the perfect opportunity to tell you guys about this fabulous crafting retreat that Rach and Bella Crafts are running this summer in the beautiful Welsh countryside. We are going to be staying at a converted farm and there's going to be 2.5 days of absolute crafting bliss. It is going to be so much fun. So I put all the information up here on the screen for you guys if you want to go and check it out. Now, places are limited, obviously. There's only a certain amount of rooms and things in the place. So if you are interested, be sure to hop on over and check it out as soon as possible. Now, I will say that if you are too late to make the booking for this one, Rachel has tentatively said that she will probably run another one in October. I think she has it even preliminarily booked. So if you don't make this one, maybe you'll be able to make the October one. But I'm looking forward to spending a few days in the Welsh countryside in the summer. It's going to be absolutely beautiful. Okay, so that is that. Like I said, all the details are on the screen. Make sure you contact Rachel if you are interested. And onto our video. Now, the first part of the video that you will see is a sped up process of me making the topper for our autumn journal. This is it here. So you will see me kind of putting the pieces together and things like that, and then I will be on talking to you about the other bits and pieces. Okay, so enjoy. Talk to you in a bit. Okay, so I have decided that I want to put this piece of lacy fabric behind here too, so let's get that glued into place. Now I'm wondering, could I get away with snipping this piece out, because I could use that elsewhere. It doesn't really need to be behind there. So I think I'll actually just snip this part out. Being very frugal. I'm going to snip it like so. I'm going to leave as much of it as I can, so that I have enough room to glue it, but this could definitely be used elsewhere, and it will kind of make the piece that I'm putting on top bulky if I leave it there as well, bumpy even. Let me see. Okay, so I've managed to take that off in such a way that I think I should be able to use that somewhere at some point, so let's leave that aside for now, and let's get this one glued into place now. And let's see where we need it positioned. So if I want that fairly central, put it down here a little bit. I like that, but what I don't like about this is how it kind of ends almost at the same point here. So I'm thinking, will I take that off? I think I might, and I think I will add something maybe at the corner. We'll see about that in a second. Okay, like that, I think. So I'm going to get that glued into place, and I'm going to kind of try to leave it in position as I'm doing this. Okay, so we've got that stuck down. Now, I like this, but it needs something else. So I was thinking about possibly putting some metal pieces down. Now, I played around with quite a few, and I'm after losing one of the ones that I wanted to use. And I think I want to put 4 corners here, these lovely decorative metal corners, and I think I'm going to put this butterfly on top of the button. And I think that just kind of, it really finishes off the piece. It just seemed unfinished, and I will probably or possibly do book corners as well. I will get these on first and then I'll decide about the book corners, but I have them there just in case. Now, these are going to have to be attached with glossy accents, so they are going to take quite a while to dry. So I'm actually going to put them aside right now. I'll get them stuck down. I'll be going out for my tea very soon, so I'll get them stuck down before that, and when I come back to finish the video, they should be dry. But in the meantime, let's have a look on the inside. So I have these 2 cards. If you'll remember, I got some beautiful cards for Christmas. They were the Q Botanicum cards, and I'm thinking to use 2 of those possibly as pockets. So do I want to put this down all the ways down here and just have a tuck there? Do I want to put something else behind it? Definitely needs inking, so let's try getting that done and we'll see where that takes us then. I may do some background stamping on the plainer bits of the card as well. We shall see, we shall see. Okay, so plan is I am going to put some lace down this side, not these pieces of lace, these were just for just to see, just for showcasing, not showcasing, auditioning purposes, that's the word I'm looking for. So I'm going to get some lace down there and at the back as well. I'm going to use these 2 cards front and back. First thing I'm going to do, well actually the first thing I was going to do was go stitching, but I think I may want to add some labels and things to these, and I think it might be best to do that before I do the stitching. So let's have a look. See what we have out. I really like that one there. I've been kind of hoarding that particular one. So that will get used there. This is fine, but it's very pink looking for some reason, and I keep going to use it and keep just not because it's so pink. We have a green one. Use that. Might look for some words as well. I wish I had a second one of those. I can't even remember where that came from. Was it one of our own kits or was it somewhere else? Okay, those are the ones that I have out at the moment. I'm going to go further afield looking for a label, and we shall see. Of course, it doesn't have to be just one label. I could put postage stamps on as well. I love this sunflower. Isn't it pretty? So pretty. What would that red one look like on here? That would be gorgeous as well. See? See, if I had 2 of those. Ah! It would be amazing. So I'll go and poke around and find some other labels and we'll see. Okay, so I've come up with a few. Let's see. Oh. Now I like this orange one on here. Not so much the red. The red is just too much, I think. That full-on red might work on that one. Maybe not. We'll leave that aside for now. But I like that, and because that one is orange, could I get away with the red one on that? I think I could. So we have this red one then for here, and we have that one as well. So I'm thinking. See, normally I would kind of cut something like that off, but because of the date, I don't really want to. See. We'll see, we'll see. Now I do have these other 2 as well. I don't want green ones. But it's possible that I could triple that from there. Okay, I need to get this one trimmed out, get them inked, and we shall see. Okay, So I'm going to put them down like so. These two are actually going to go relatively straight, just kind of stacked one on top of the other like so. And I'm just going with the composition of the images and what looks right to my eye. It may look not right to you, but it looks right to me. So, oh look, I had two more pulled out that I didn't even try. But I have the decision made, I'm not even going to look at them. Get them out of my sack. Okay, so let's get these stuck down. I think I wanted that one slightly underneath that one. Just like that. Yeah. So let's take note of where that is. It's going to be covered up anyway, so we can mark it. That's fine. Ooh, will do the finest for this, methinks. It's not a moving, workable piece, so yeah, it's all good. All light papers. That's that one. And I think my tea is nearly ready to go, so I'm going to try and very quickly get those metal pieces in place. And I'll see you guys when I see you, but to you it'll be all of a matter of 2 seconds. Just like that. I like that one. This one says Department of Agriculture, so I thought that was fitting with the pumpkins. So yeah, enjoying that. Love how that looks. And it's just, isn't it so strange how just the simple addition of 2 tickets here just made all the world of a difference to this. Now I could add something up here in this corner as well. Let me see. Let's bring back this one. No, I think I'm actually going to leave it. I could go heat embossing and all the rest of that, but I think this image is just beautiful enough in and of itself, to be perfectly honest. So, let's leave that there. And then with these ones, it kind of needed to be off the page, and it needed to be on this side for some reason. I don't know why that is. Just today, it just needed to be there. So I'm going to have that there, and this, what is it? Trying to figure out how I actually had it now. That sounds about right, doesn't it? Something like that. Yeah, just kind of slapdash, but not really slapdash, if you know what I mean. That one is already inked, and that one is already inked. Lovely. So, make sure we know where we want to put them now. That one. And all I'm looking for is just to have them look like they were just slapped down over the years from people making notations or sending the plate out on loan. Just, you know. Just like it's been used and moved around and all that good stuff. I put that in the totally wrong place. So that's those two. I'm not finished with these yet, but I'm going to go and get those pieces on the front, if I can find them now, so that they can be drying while I'm having my tea. Okay, so I will see you guys very shortly. Okay, so I managed to get one corner and the butterfly on as I went for my tea yesterday evening. This is actually the following day, and when I came back to kind of check on this morning, I actually kind of like the look of just the one corner with the butterfly there. I am going to take a series of photographs with, you know, like one here and then 2 here, and then I'm going to add the last 2 and take another photograph, and I will kind of come back to them frequently and see what hits me and what doesn't in order to make a decision on that, because I'm really undecided at the moment. I'm going to just leave it alone for now. But I do think that my corners will get added, if they will fit, because they really don't seem to want to. It's with the thickness of that fabric and things, they really don't seem to want to. Now I can open them and get them on there all right. Let's see if I can do one, just show you guys the process. I need a pliers. Okay, so I have a round nose pliers here. I'm just going to squeeze in between those 2 little pieces. I hope you guys could see that. I'm squeezing in here just to open it a little bit more. Let's just check and see will that fit nicely. Yep, perfect. Okay, and I think they will look lovely. So what I do normally, I normally put glossy accents, just a tiny bit of glossy accents in here. Now, I'm not sure that that's going to work so well with fabric, but I'm going to do it anyway, just for the added security of it. Once they're squeezed in place, they shouldn't move anyway, but it's always a good idea to have that extra reassurance. So I'm just going to put a tiny drop in there. Actually, it's probably a bit more than what I would normally do, but there you go. Slip that on there, and I'm going to get my pliers, flat pliers, and I'm just squeezing it shut first, and then I'm going to check the squareness of it. They'll often push past 90-degree square if you squeeze them like that. So I'm just going to get my pliers on around the corner like that and just give it a squeeze. Now that can be a bit fiddly, but just keep going and you will get it. And I'll often do that same process a couple of times. Okay, and there's our book corner in place, and it shouldn't go anywhere. It does look like it's lifting a little bit back here. It's the bulk of that fabric that's really kind of catching this. So I'm just making sure it's squeezed into place on all sides, and I will come back again and do my corner here. Like I said, that can be a bit fiddly, especially if you have arthritis and things in your hand. It might not be the easiest thing to do, but give it a go. So that's how I do my corners. I'm actually going to get the other one done now, seeing as I have the tools out. I might as well get them all done. I'll do that off camera and I'll come back and show you guys. Okay, so I've got all 4 corners on there now, front and back. Okay, so that is that done. So let's turn our attention to these pockets. Okay, so I have gone around and I've just stitched these 2 edges on the pocket just to add a little something extra. I'm going to glue those down there, and I'm going to do the very same at the back. And I am going to put some lace down here, but I need to cut it first. It's not a perfect foil for that ugly edge, but it does distract from it quite a bit, so I'm happy with that. Okay, so let's get some glue down there. Okay, so that should be dry. Now, off to my side here on the shelves, I have a series of little boxes with different kinds of ephemera in them, and they're all labelled. I have one for floral and botanical, one for travel, one for science, that kind of stuff. And one of them is called layering. Now, what I put into that box is things that, like advertising and things, that I will often use behind something like this just to add interest, or I might use it on the back of a notebook, things like that. So I picked out a few bits and pieces here that I want to play around with. I just want to add some interest back here. Now, my only criteria for this, it doesn't matter what's on these pieces, my only criteria for it is colour. Obviously I need the colours to work, and that they are thin papers in this case, because when I'm putting things in and out of the pockets, I don't want anything catching. So I want this to be as flat as possible. So I've taken things that are on very, very light paper. I have stickers. Stickers are great for this if they're just regular paper stickers. These ones are vellum stickers. Absolutely fantastic for this. So yeah, just lighter papers in the colours that I'm looking for. So let's have a little play with some arrangements. Now these could obviously be cut out, but they're done in such a way, and it's a very old print that I printed a long time ago. Didn't really know what I was doing, so it's kind of faded. So it's perfect really for this kind of thing. Now I do like the idea of the red, but I don't know if it's going to work. It will pick up nicely on this piece of fabric here and the reds down here, but I'm not sure how much of it I actually want showing, or if any of it, to be honest. I'm going to leave that there because that's the piece we need for the back. Actually, I'll tuck it into the back so I don't lose it. You guys know what that's like. Put something down and 2 seconds later it's gone. Anyway, so let's get on with this. Let's have a little play, see what I want. It doesn't have to be too I mean, that's quite cool. I like that. And it just adds a little bit of interest. And I'm not going to overthink this. I'm just going to get that down, I think. Just as it is. Okay, so they're down there. I'm quite happy with that. I think it looks way more interesting now. And just doing something like that just adds a little something something. But I might put a number up here in this corner. Now I have labels, but I'd like to stamp it. So I'm going to have to go and look for some stamps. Okay, so I've picked out 3 little number stamps here. And I'm just wondering, should I try to stamp them all together? And I don't think I will. I'll try and do them separately. Which should be easy enough with a clear stamp block. My stamp won't stick though. So I'm going to put that there. So I'm just stamping here in the corner. Like so. Not being too particular about it. That's a Q. We don't want a Q. We have an 8 here. We'll do an 8. Now I do find that when you've treated your papers in some way, shape or form with a watery substance, like this was inks and water, I do find that inks tend to spread more, they feather more, and they go through the paper to the other side a lot more easily. 5, 8, and I have to find another number for that. Could leave it at 58, but 3s please us, don't they? So we have the number 4. So 584, there we go. Now, I was also thinking that I might put an eyelet here. I'm just loving the kind of the hardware look. And I think that autumn colours really lend themselves so well to having the brasses used with them. So let's have an eyelet. I'll pull out 2 because I'm going to do the other one as well. Have my crocodile over here a little bit. Okay, so both of those done. Pop that one back in there. And let's get this stuck down. I really think that I need to invest in kitty sure for one. In some Tim Holtz number stamps. So I'm just going to get this stuck down on 2 sides here, like so. And I am liking that. Okay, so very cute. So I'm going to flip over to the back side. I'm going to do the very same thing. I'll put the camera on speed while I'm doing this one. And I'll come back and talk to you guys. Okay, so we have both of our pockets on now, looking good, and what I want to do now is turn my attention to the center in here. And what I did with Bella's journal, for those of you who are just joining in, I did a similar journal. I was making 3 journals all in one go. I finished one of them and it was for a swap with Bella over Bella's Crafty Studio. But what I did with that one was I put buttons down the centre. Now, at the time, I just glued the buttons down. I am not happy that I had done that. When I was watching Bella's flip through of the video, I noticed that one of the buttons had popped up. So I'm not going to do that again. but I do still want to use the buttons. So what I might do is sew some buttons to a strip of lace and glue that down. Okay, so when I'm doing this, I need to find buttons that aren't going to hamper the movement of the journal over and back. So this is probably the biggest button I have. So I don't think that would actually, I don't think it actually would. So let's see what we have here in terms of getting a row. We're about right. Not liking the mix. I'm going to fiddle around with these and I will start sewing them onto lace. I will probably do the sewing process on camera, just split up for you guys. And we'll come back and stick it down, okay? So while you're watching this, let me tell you about my week, guys. So I had a fairly eventful week this week. First thing Monday morning, I was going into work and I have to go up two flights of stairs to get to work. And I tripped and fell up the stairs, as you do, and split my eye open. So yeah, that was fun. I had a nice multicoloured eye for a few days. It's still slightly multicoloured. So yeah, that was fun. And then, oh yeah, I was also minding my auntie's chickens, her hens, for the week while she was away. She has 3 hens. She used to have 4, but unfortunately a fox got one of them. And she loves these birds, and she arranged for me to go out and just collect the eggs, clean out their hutches, things like that, let them out for a run around and stuff like that while she was gone. So that was fun. Lots of fresh eggs for me. And what else happened? Oh, I had a table quiz on a Friday night with 2 of my brothers and my sister-in-law. That was so much fun. We had a lot of fun and we came second. Hooray! We won 5 bottles of wine between us and also a few vouchers and things from the raffle. So yeah, that was great crack as well. So yeah, that was my week. I spent kind of at least 2 days in bed recovering from that fall. It's a different kettle of fish falling as you get older. Like, I would have walked that off a couple of years ago, but now my whole body was sore after it. I was dazed for a good half day, if not a full day. Now I did give myself a right bang. It was a concrete stairs, and the steps had metal strips along the edges as well. So I hit my head. My head actually bounced, and I hit my nose as well. So yeah, it was quite a bang I got, but I'm fine. A couple of days in bed, I'm crying now. I did get some of those, you know, those Steri-Strip stitches. I had to get a couple of those because it wouldn't stop bleeding and things, but they came off in 2 days. So yeah, I'm all good. But yeah, it was an eventful week. I had a good week this week. Busy. I was down at the charity shop as well this week volunteering. There was nothing in for me for my journals this week, so yeah. I did look at one of the books, alright. It was a children's encyclopedia, illustrated encyclopedia, and while it would have been useful, I just felt that I have enough of that type at the moment, so I didn't pick it up. So yeah, that was my week. I'm going to leave the music go now and let you guys watch, okay? Okay, so we have a strip of lace with buttons on, and I like it. I like how it looks. I hope it's not going to interfere with the function of the book once it is glued down. It is just about fitting there. So I just need to trim this off and get this glued down. And while I'm getting it glued down, I'm going to tell you about a little epiphany I had while I was doing that. There we go. There's that scrappy bit of lace for later. And my glue. So while I was doing this, I rarely slow stitch, and the reason I rarely slow stitch, I think, is because when it comes to making things, and this applies to making food, even not just crafting, anything that I would make, I seem very impatient. I'm very instant gratification kind of a person when it comes to making things. I'm a very patient person otherwise. I mean, I have a lot of patience in other areas, but when it comes to making things, I just want it done, and I want it done now. Now, I'm very slow at making junk journals. and that's because I overthink everything. You may have heard me mentioning that before. And I get very, very frustrated with myself because of that, because of how slow I feel I'm being. But while I was doing this, I decided to just let myself go with it, allow it to be slow. Just accept that it's going to be slow and just, you know, do it. And once I decided that, the whole thing seemed to flow a lot faster for me anyway. The buttons went in nicer. I was finding the holes in the buttons much easier, things like that. And I realised that I could probably apply that to all of my things that I struggle with like that. So, for instance, making junk journals. If it's going to be a slow process, allow it to be a slow process and I'll enjoy it a lot more. Plus, it also has the added benefit of actually speeding up the process somehow. So, yeah, I'm going to leave that glue sit for a minute while I talk to you guys. So, yeah, if you're like me and you find yourself getting very impatient with things that take a while, like knitting and crochet, I used to do a lot of knitting and crochet. And I preferred crochet because it worked up faster, but I preferred knitting because it was a softer result in the end, a more flowy result. But I ended up doing a lot more crochet than knitting because it just worked up a lot faster for me, and that gave me more satisfaction. So going forward, I'm going to try to take this little lesson from today into account when I'm doing things, and see if that helps me with my frustration that I feel around taking things so slow or going so slowly with things, and just enjoy the process. So yeah, there's my little epiphany for the day. Maybe it will help one of you guys out there. I think that looks adorable. It doesn't seem to want to interfere with the movement of the book either. I think it looks so pretty and so cute. Okay, you guys, so I'm going to leave it there for today. Now, I have the cover pretty much the way I want it, apart from checking out whether I maybe want to put those extra corners on. Now, that butterfly seems to be moving. It's stuck quite well to the button, but the button itself is sewn. So it's the button that's actually moving. So there's a little bit of movement in that butterfly, which is really cool. So yeah, I have the cover pretty much done apart from checking those. I have the inner pockets done. I have all the construction done. All I really need to do is to, and I have a lot of the pockets actually filled with things, but I need to go back and back things. I need to ink things and things like that. So the next time you will see this journal, it will be just a flip through. It will be a short flip through video, just set to music and things, so you can come back and check if I have done anything else to it. And hopefully Rhonda will be receiving this pretty soon. Okay, so for our next project, I haven't 100% decided yet, but I think it may have to be something for St. Patrick's Day. So I probably will be working with my Echoes of Ireland kit. This one, it is available on Etsy, so if you want to work along with me, you can hop over there and get that. And I'm going to make a journal, I think. Okay, well let's just say that that's a decision. I'm going to work with my Irish kit and I'm going to make a journal. Not sure whether it's going to be 1 signature, 2 signature, 3 signature, big one, small one. I haven't fully decided on that yet, but I'm hoping to make it a quick one because I want to get back to my unfinished projects, which I still have 3 really. Okay, some are in different stages, and one of them is kind of, it's almost like a remake rather than an unfinished project. So that is where we're at. So that is it for me for today, guys. I hope I will see you back for the next video working with that Irish kit. I do hope you will craft along with me for this one because I'm going to try to make it a relatively short process and not necessarily a simple journal, but a quick and easy make. With all the ephemera and things like that. So yeah, so that is it for me for today, guys. I will talk to you all very, very soon in the next video. Bye!